Hi, I'm Juice Theatre, and here are 5 ways to keep your books in pristine condition. Number 1. Bookmarks. First things first, keeping your page. Now, there's 3 standard ways to do this. Bookmarks, remembering your page, and folding the corner. Now, if you want to keep your books looking as nice as possible, never ever fold down the corner. What it does is it creates a crease in the paper that you will never get out no matter how much you flatten it. And it pushes the pages apart at the top, giving you an uneven pattern across the top of the book. Of the other 2 methods, I prefer bookmarks, because remembering your page is alright if you read in big stints, but if you're dipping in and out, then it becomes a bit hard to remember. Personally, I use this as a bookmark, which is just a bit of plastic cut off the side of a bit of packaging for a hard drive or something, I think. But it serves well enough, and you don't actually have to take it out of the book every time you want to read a page. You can just leave it in there and it's see-through, so it's good. It's also a bit thicker than normal bookmarks, so if you just hold the book up, it'll naturally fall open where you want it. Number 2, don't open the book too wide. Now, this primarily applies to paperbacks rather than hardbacks, because with hardbacks you got the spine covered, so you don't actually see this. But you don't want to read your books with the pages too far apart. About a 60-degree angle like this is easily sufficient to be able to see all the words properly. And what it prevents is the spine cracking, like this, which leaves these ugly lines down the back of the spine, and basically just doesn't look very nice on a bookshelf. And as an addendum to this, never bend your books back like this. It might make it easier to read, but it destroys the spine. Number 3, how to carry your books in a bag. If you want to carry your books around with you, there's not a chance in hell of keeping them perfect. However, there are ways to keep them in as good a condition as possible. First of all, in your bag, and I'm going to be using this one for my demonstration, you want to get 2 large flat objects that you can wedge the book in between. I currently have this and my laptop. Laptops, writing pads, other big books are all ideal for this, because basically you want a large flat surface that you can put something against. If you haven't got any of these, then the side or the bottom of the bag is probably your best bet, depending on the type of bag. Next up is how you put the book into the bag. Always put it in with the spine facing down. This is because at the other end, air gets in between the pages, and it'll make it actually wider at that end than it is at the spine. So by putting it in spine first, it prevents the edges catching and it stops you getting dog ears like this and damaged edges. This one I carried to school and back for a year, so it's why it's been used as an example because it got royally battered on the way. And it's a pretty perfect example of what happens if you don't take care of your books. Now for actually putting it in the bag, you want to just slide the book in, wedge it between the 2 objects because they'll keep it secure and prevent it from moving, and then that'll stop it catching the edges and giving you those damaged edges and dog ears and what have you. Number 4, how to place your books on a bookshelf. This one works off the same principles as the last one, in that you wanting to make sure the edges don't catch. When you're putting a book back on a shelf, first of all, press the books apart, either side like this with your fingers, just to give it a bit more room. And then what you want to do is place the bottom corner in first, up at the top, like that, and then push it in and slide it down so that you don't catch anything. Number 5, you're never going to keep your favourites perfect. If you read a book often enough, it's going to pick up signs of wear and tear no matter what you try. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. This is my copy of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and as you can see it is battered to hell, but I have read this probably 10-15 times, and you can certainly tell that it's one of my favourite books. So, thanks for listening, and I hope these tips helped you to keep your book collection in a bit better condition than it might otherwise be. And if you like this video, then like it, subscribe, because there'll be more coming, and this is just the tip of the iceberg for what I want to do. So thank you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.